Hello, everyone. I am Emily May, and we're celebrating Women's History Month here at Mission Pro. And we've been having a series of interviews and conversations and segments with the women in the ring and behind the scenes of Mission Pro. And I am so excited, and I know you all are too, and honored to welcome our Mission Pro Tag Team Champions, Charlotte and Robin Renegade.
Yes, hello guys.
Hey, I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Robin, the Renegade Twins. So how's it going, Emily? How you doing?
Things are good. I'm so happy to be celebrating Women's History Month and having some great conversations with the women of Mission Pro. How are you today?
We're fantastic.
Good.
We're fantastic. We're a little sad. As you could tell, we had to do a little makeshift Mission Pro.
We wanted the
belt.
girls to be here,
Right.
but
We wanted our girls to be here, but we decided to give them a little bit of a spa break because
at the last Mission Pro show, they put in some work of their own.
they took a little bit of a beating, which is okay, but they need a little bit of love. So
They did.
Spa day.
But they're here in spirit.
Good. I mean, you both embody, champions. So the belts are, the belts are with you. So you both are, a staple of Mission Pro, and you're inspiring a whole new generation of fans, and you're igniting a whole new passion for wrestling, which has been incredible to watch. And so I want to dive into what, Women's History Month means to you individually and, as the Renegade Twins.
I mean, Women's History Month is extremely important, at least for me anyway. It especially in wrestling, it just shows that women in this business can do it as well. I mean, like we've always said in every interview we've ever done, we're not a popcorn break, and we are here to prove that we're not a popcorn break. So Women's History Month to me just means acknowledging every woman or every woman who's ever stepped foot in the ring or every woman who's ever even tried to do anything for women in the past at all outside of wrestling, and the fact that just the world, women have made such a huge step forward in the way that we carry ourselves and our rights and the way that we act towards things. Like it's crazy to see, and to me it's so uplifting, and it's just so important to acknowledge everything that everybody has put their hands on and tried to make better.
Emily, you said it best before we started. You said every month is Women's Month, and I feel every month should be Women's Month. But while you're at Mission Pro, every month is Women's Month. And my feelings about Mission Pro are very similar to the feelings about Women's Appreciation Month, Women's History Month. I feel like as women, we get a lot of our opportunities in this month to show what we can do. This upcoming Wednesday, we have Thunder versus Britt Baker. That's a big match, and I'm glad that it's happening in this month because they had a history-making match before. But yes, along with Robin, just to tie it back in, it's really acknowledging women and what they can do and what they have done in the past.
And what we have yet to do.
Yes.
Exactly. Women's History Month is the past, the present, and the future coming together, where we celebrate past achievements, we celebrate where we're at in the present, what we've accomplished, and also looking ahead. And so that's something I wanted to hear from you two is there's so much that has changed in the last year. And I know you've only been in the industry a few years, but you've gone so far in that short amount of time. But in your perspective, where do you see the future of women in the industry going, and where do you want to see it going?
Well, I personally see that we really will be looked at as competitors, equals, and hopefully in wrestling in the next 5 years, where I see it is there's so many women out there that are just proving us right and proving that women can do this, and it's making other women inspired and want to be that way.
Yep.
So I see women's wrestling in 5 years not even being like, we won't look at it as women's wrestling. We'll look at it as wrestling. There won't be a woman over it. There won't be anything behind it. It won't be a popcorn break. It won't be a bathroom break. It'll be just a part of a normal show. And then we won't have to think about the fact that just 2 or 3 years ago, we finally had 2 women, let alone Black women, main event a giant stage. like that won't even be a blink in the radar. It'll be so regular that that it's like, okay, these girls are doing it.
Yes.
Can't wait to see it.
Yes. For me, I'd like to see more women in power, and I think within the next couple of years we are going to see that, especially with the creation of these companies that are run by women. We're here on Mission Pro, so I'm going to talk more about Mission Pro. It's run by women for women, and I feel like we're going to see more of that in the future, whether it's in wrestling or out of wrestling. You're going to see that. That's personally what I think.
I mean, that's so important. And I know Mission Pro fosters this, is that we can have women that can produce and that can be on camera and, running the camera, can have all type of experience in production. And that's what I think makes Mission Pro super unique. I would like to hear from you as like, I've seen the impact firsthand that you two have had on a younger generation. You have little mini renegades dress up and show up at shows, and you're already making such an impact on a younger generation of fans. How does that feel?
I mean, it feels great. When we first started wrestling, I don't think our goal was to reach kids the way we have. I think it was, like Robin says, to make people feel an emotion. I just didn't think the people that we were going to make feel these emotions be babies. Like 9, 10, 11. Like, it's crazy to see some of these kids come up to us at shows and it's very humbling, and it makes you very self-aware, and you want to be a good role model. I know, like, we are all put on a platform to be good role models for these young women. So I don't know. It makes me very happy, but it also puts me in a place where I'm like, okay, hey, be cognizant of what you're doing and what you're saying, because everyone's watching, including children.
Yes, it's me personally, it's extremely nerve-wracking. Kids make me nervous anyway.
I love
But then
them.
when you tell me that they're like,
I'm making that note. Kids make
Just her. I love kids. Kids make her nervous.
Yes, kids make me nervous. But then when they come up and they're like, oh my gosh, we love you guys. You guys are so this and so that. We're like, oh wow. Yeah. And to me, it's eye-opening, because just like Charlotte said, I wasn't expecting to reach children. Of course, our goal at the end of this is to become a household name, and what's in households? Children.
Yes. So one day I want kids to be like, yes.
Right. So of course the goal is for children and of all ages, adults as well, to recognize and want to acknowledge us and look at us as a model, a role model in their life, which is amazing. And don't get me wrong, I love it. It's extremely nerve-wracking and it's extremely eye-opening. I love it. I love the children. The fact that there's a number of kids that we have met, and it's insane to see their faces light up and the way that they react, and they act different towards you and towards other people after.
Well, it's crazy to see how influential we are in these children's lives, and it makes us beyond grateful and beyond happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to see. I've seen it firsthand where so many kids come up to you and they do exude that confidence that you talk about, exude just the renegade energy that, you both bring to the ring. I know you spoke a little bit about role models. And so I wanted to hear from you two. Who are your role models personally outside of the ring and in the business that have touched your lives and made you the women that you are today?
We got to give credit to Mama Renegade.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
That was the first person that
she's
popped in my head too.
Outside of wrestling, she's the number one person that have made us women that we are today.
She's the one who gave us our fire,
our
attitude, our confidence.
But also on the opposite side of that, our kind, very soft hearts that allow us to deal with children and allow us to, what I like to say, humanize ourselves. We're kind, and y'all don't get to see that. I know you don't get to see that, Emily, but we do have a soft side.
I don't get to see that much. I just get the attitude part of it.
We do
a lot of
the time. But we do have a soft side, and we do care about people. So we also get that from her.
Yes.
But on the flip side of that coin, and me and Robin's answer is the exact same. In wrestling,
It's Thunder Rosa.
Yes.
That right there.
I wouldn't expect anything different.
No. That woman is, as we like to call her, our wrestling mom. That is a person in wrestling who we look up to immensely. And it's insane that we are as close to her and get to pick her brain and use her resources and get to like understand and just soak in as much information
as possible
is insane to us, and we're so grateful. But that woman right there has changed mine and Charlotte's lives completely.
She's there even before we ever started training. She's been there since basically day one. And it wasn't every day we saw Thunder Rosa. It'd be every 6 months to a year we'd see Thunder Rosa. But every single time she always remembered who we were, and she always cared, and she always asked what we were doing, and always asked if we need help. And now we're out here in Texas with Thunder Rosa training, so it's, I don't know, that woman has changed our lives for the better. But more women in the Mission Pro locker room that I really do look up to. La Rosa Negra, as much as we all get into it. Holodead, as much as we all get into it. Kylan King. Like, there are some women that I look at and I'm like, I look up to you as a wrestler. Like, I genuinely look up to those women.
I look up to Jasmine too.
Yes, I mean, Jasmine as well. My bad. Boss.
No, not even that. Like Jasmine, I have since we started at Mission Pro, which was almost 6 months ago now, maybe a little over 6 months.
It's almost a year, buddy.
Is it?
August will be a year.
Yeah,
August is a year.
Wow, that's really close. Anyway,
right around the corner.
But ever since we started with Mission Pro, and we met Jasmine, her outside of the ring and inside of the ring, her outside manners has always been constant. She's amazing. She's so sweet. She's like just this bubble of life. But in the ring, I have seen her blossom into her own, and it's amazing to watch. And that right there is something that I strive for. And she's done it in such these little time that like, that is inspirational. Just watching her choose and like become this amazing like
star.
Yes,
because that's what she is.
Yes, she's just so good, and watching her blossom is amazing.
I mean that all of that warms my heart, because what makes Mission Pro so special is women supporting other women, and we uplift each other, and we, you know, the locker room and everyone working together to put on these shows has that incredible power to do that. And, you know, as sisters, you have to work together, and you have to have this special bond in order to work together and create that magic in the ring as the Renegade Twins. And so how do you uplift each other in times that might be a little bit difficult, or, you know, even in the good times, kind of supporting each other along the way?
So in the bad times, it's not often Robin cries, but when she does, I'll sit there and I'll cry with her because crying is cathartic, and I feel that. I hate seeing her sad, but because she cries so little, and like, oh, you break my heart, so we cry together and feel better together.
She like relishes it with me when Charlotte's bad.
Okay. We can cry together. You want some chalky milk?
The answer is normally yes. But when Charlotte gets upset, which I'm pretty sure anybody who's really ever met us personally will kind of understand, Charlotte's a little more sensitive than I am.
Well, everybody, I come out smiling. You come out like, rah. So if you can't tell, man.
Charlotte's a little more sensitive than I am. So Charlotte cries a lot more. But when it comes down to helping Charlotte figure out and feel better about her stuff, I'm a very tough love type of person. I love her, and I like these things called compliment sandwiches. Okay? I help Charlotte out, and I'm like, hey man, you didn't do so bad. You did good on this. This was a little weird, but this was really good too.
That's good. That's good.
And I love Charlotte so much. I'm like, it's okay though, because this was great and this was great. And I know at the end of the whole conversation, Charlotte's like, you know what? You're right. I didn't do that bad.
You're good management material, because you got to start with the positive. You got to start with the positive, some little constructive criticism, and then end with some more positives.
Yeah,
compliment sandwich.
A compliment sandwich. It gets you every time, guys.
And you can make it like a double-decker, triple-decker.
I was going to say, sometimes I like to, stack them up a little bit. I'll be like, compliment, bad, compliment, bad, compliment, bad compliment. Like, it's a whole thing. It's, you know, sometimes it happens. But Charlotte,
Just exposed.
yo, I don't care. It's
I love it. I love it. We're getting the real deal here.
well, with Charlotte, really, it's really Charlotte.
Yes.
But I love Charlotte, and I know that Charlotte's very sensitive, and I know that when it comes down to the hard thing, Charlotte needs someone who's going to understand, but also shoot it to her straight.
Yes.
I'm that person that I would rather you just sit there in dead silence with me, because I already know that I'm shooting it straight with my own self.
But I don't want to have to talk about her thing anyway, and I make people talk about their feelings.
I don't
She
do
doesn't
that.
like that, so I don't talk. I just.
Oh, well, I love seeing this bond blossom, and I love seeing your bond that you have with everyone else, you know, that's a part of Mission Pro blossom as well, because it is a sisterhood, and you have a true sisterhood, but we all are sisters in the end, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So what, you know, you've been a part of Mission Pro really only for a short time, as you said. I feel like so much has happened in this time. What has been a pivotal moment for you that helped define who you are as an athlete and a woman today?
That's a really hard question, Emily. Why'd you gotta do me like that?
Wow, that is really hard. So again, we're talking a lot about Mission Pro, but when we say that Mission Pro has like truly changed our lives, it really has changed our lives. It changed the way we look at wrestling. It changes the way that we think and act backstage.
I don't think we'd be where we are today.
No.
Or as far as we've come.
I also
Mission
don't.
Pro.
I don't think we'd be the people we are today without Mission Pro. Like, we talk a lot about Mission Pro, but when we say that we love Mission Pro, that's a true. We love Mission Pro. Me personally, I think what was really a marking place for me as and a changing point for me as a wrestler, and especially a women's wrestler, and making more moves towards the women's movement and not just being good at this, was my first time here at Mission Pro. We got out there and we came all the way out to, I think it was Buda. Yep. And we sat there, and it was the environment was amazing. The crowd was amazing, and we knew the stakes going into Mission Pro.
Oh, that entire day before that show, me and Robin just kept looking at each other like, don't mess up, don't mess up. Hey, don't mess up tonight, because if you mess up, we're never coming back. Like, don't mess up tonight. Like, we understood what it was. It was basically a tryout to be on the roster and to be a part of what Mission Pro has been doing for women's wrestling.
And we knew how important it was. And I think that at the end of that night, we looked at each other and we said, we are completely new wrestlers. Yep. It may not show immediately in the ring, but mentally, we were completely brand new wrestlers. That night changed everything for us. We looked at everything a completely different way.
That night was a wake-up call for us, and it was also the start of the Renegade Twins that you know now. Because if you look at any match prior to that Mission Pro match, we don't wrestle like that. It's like a light switch got flipped on for that match, and our mindsets were completely different. Also, I think our tryout as well, that's another huge point in our life where it was another wake-up call. It was like, hey, you're doing the things that you need to do, but now, like,
but you're still not there.
You're not there. You have to work harder.
It was basically, and I'm not saying that we got complacent, but it's very easy to get complacent in this business, especially when you feel like you're comfortable. And we don't ever want to feel comfortable. But going to that tryout, it definitely showed us, don't get comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
You're not where you're supposed to be. You're not touching the people you're supposed to touch yet. You are not done.
You're not done, and here's what you need to work on. Go work on it. And so that's what we've been doing. And we've really had to change our mindset in the last couple months to pursue our dreams and goals. And
to relocate, that was extremely hard. Yes. Not even because, like, we love our school back home and we love our coaches, we love our friends, we love our family. The last thing we wanted to do was just pack our stuff up and come out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge change to make that call. Like, sometimes you have to get into an uncomfortable position. You need to make yourself uncomfortable. Like you said, get out of your comfort zone in order to push you to the next level, to push you to a place where you've never been before. Like, I think, I moved across the country almost a year ago and just like made that huge decision. And like, sometimes you have to do that and things work out in the way that they're supposed to work out in the time that they're supposed to work out in. And that is a big lesson, as everyone kind of goes along in this, in their own journey. I mean, so you've had such, you've talked a little bit about the last 6 months or so, and we talked about how you inspire a younger generation, and there's a lot of girls that look up to you and see themselves in the ring. They see diversity and representation in the ring, and so what's advice that you would give these young girls that want to pursue this, or that maybe they're struggling with body image issues? There's so many things that people look up to you for.
Well, I used to struggle with body image issues, so I will approach that topic and then I will let Robin. Everybody is beautiful. Like, everybody's body is beautiful in a different way. Do not look at yourself and compare yourself to the next person. It's very easy to do that, but know that your body is doing what's best for you. And especially to the younger audience, your body is not going to be the way it is right now forever. It won't. Trust and believe it won't. And I remember when I was all these young girls' ages, and I was thinking, I'm going to look this way forever. And I hate the way I look. I used to think I was fat. I used to think I was ugly. Listen to the people around you when they say you're beautiful, because they're not just saying it just to say it. If you weren't beautiful, they wouldn't be saying it. So have the confidence in yourself to accept compliments and to know, hey, I'm not going to be this way forever. It's not always going to be this way. It's going to be okay. You're going to grow up and your baby fat's going to fall off, or whatever it is that you may feel is wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. You were made that way for a reason, and your body's doing its thing. You are beautiful. Your face is beautiful, hair beautiful, body beautiful. You are beautiful.
I would say, as far as pursuing wrestling goes, a lot of people give you this very basic answer: go find a nice school, work hard. I'm gonna say this. I've always shot it straight, guys. I've never not. Sorry, Charlotte's taking toys away from me. I've never not shot it straight, but wrestling is hard. It's hard. It's a lot of people telling you to go this way or go that way, or not to do it, or to quit. And you make that decision. When you want to wrestle, you make that decision and make sure that you want to do it. And then you go balls to the wall. You go so hard at something that you've never been at going that hard at something before. Like, wrestling needs dedication, hard work, and passion. If you have all three of those things, you will make it. But you have to have all three of those things. You have to work, and you can't listen to anybody else telling you maybe you should quit, or maybe this isn't for you, or your family, or your friends saying, oh, wrestling is stupid. Who cares? If it's what you want to do in your life and your goal and your dream, you do everything in your power that you can to make it happen. Don't ever let you be the reason you aren't doing something.
That is great advice for any part of life. That's some great advice there. So to wrap up, how will you two celebrate Women's History Month?
Mission Pro.
I mean, that's every month.
Yes, but like I said at the beginning, every month is Women's Month at Mission Pro. So,
man, that's hard.
I mean, I know a lot of people go and support like women-owned businesses, and there's a lot of community involvement. I know Mission Pro is very passionate about being involved in the community, and so I didn't know if there was anything you personally take on for Women's History Month and you kind of celebrate in your own way.
Well, tomorrow we are going to the Salvation Army with Thunder Rosa to play with the children. So that's what we are going to do this history.
That is true. We are going to entertain some children tomorrow. It'll be fun.
I'm excited.
Love it.
I like kids. They scare her.
I know. I was like,
it's
have
gonna
fun
be
with
great.
that.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah,
I
Thunder-
forget about that until we start talking about it, and then I'm like, oh, you're right. You don't like the kids.
I like the kids. They scare me.
Well, you have to get used to it. You gotta practice. Like I hated changing diapers, and I just had to do them on all my baby cousins, and you just learn how to do it.
Yeah. I was going to
that's
say,
kinda what it
well,
is.
our little Renegade has gotten me very used to a bunch of little kids. So she comes up. I remember last time we were at Mission Pro, she was behind our table helping us sell merch.
Yes, she was.
Which
yes,
was-
she
It was.
Perfect.
I was like, wow, we have a kid back here.
You have like a merchandise operator right there.
Basically.
It was great.
Oh my goodness. I love it so much. Well, you both are so incredible. We're so lucky to have you as a part of Mission Pro. Is there any last words you want to let everyone know about Women's History Month?
I don't know about letting anyone know, but I will say a few words of encouragement to our women out there. Every woman who is a wrestler, who is a businesswoman, who is a mother, or just even a teenage girl, or just
If you are a
anyone,
woman,
right?
period.
Anyone, but specifically, hardworking women who understand. Don't ever give up, y'all.
It
Don't
might
ever
seem
give up.
hard.
It's hard, and it feels like not everyone is recognizing it. Trust and believe.
Someone somewhere is recognizing your hard work, and it might not feel like it, it might not look like it, but one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna get a big phone call, or you're gonna get that order in your business. Something's gonna happen good for you guys. It's not always gonna look like it looks right now. If you know what I mean?
Yes. And just a generalization to all women out there. Let's kick some ass this year, guys. Let's do some awesome things. Let's make a huge difference. That's what I want to see happen.
Yes. And I want women, if you're struggling with your body, don't hate yourself. Don't hate yourself. That's my thing to women. Don't hate yourself. You're beautiful. Be you. Be confident and be proud. Own your stuff.
I love that so much. I feel like I'm going to take all of that. I feel so inspired. I'm ready to tackle Women's History Month. I'm ready to tackle this year. Don't worry, I won't tackle you two when I see you next. Maybe just a big hug.
Just a big hug, yes.
Just a big hug. Thank you so much, Charlotte and Robin, for joining the Renegade Twins. It's always such a pleasure to see you and talk to you. Thank you all so much for watching our Women's History Month segments here at Mission Pro Wrestling. I'm Emily May. You can follow Mission Pro on all of their social media platforms and subscribe to us here on YouTube for more content. And remember, for more information on all upcoming shows, you can go to missionprowrestling.net or stream it on Title Match Network.